lender himself gets. And usually, because there's a few exceptions, but usually and mainly it's riba. So when you lend someone money, any gain you're gonna get, most of the time it's gonna be riba. Any gain because of the loan. Alright? Any gain because of the loan. So that is something we have to understand very well. Okay? And we will talk about what's about the borrower. If he gets any gain, we will talk about that as we go on. So in general, just in other words, if I'm a lender, when I lend, I should expect the same in return. If I expect more, it's riba. Alright? When I lend someone money, when I lend someone benefit, remember we talked about benefit and labor. When I lend someone specific things, then I expect when he pays me back, because that is one that part of the definition of loan, is that you make someone in possession of something, that certain thing with the money, cow, camel, whatever, and so he can benefit from it, and then he will return what's similar, will return equal amount or similar amount. Okay? So as a lender, when I give that thing and lend it to him, I expect, my intention should be that I get back what's equal, if it's possible, or what's similar, when it's not possible to be equal. Because we said some things you can get back equal. If I give you $100, you can give me back $100. There's no problem with that. But if I lend you a camel, most probably you will not get me back the exact description of the camel I gave you. Maybe you're gonna be younger, maybe older, maybe skinnier, maybe whatever. Alright? So you're not going, so we said that is also permissible, as in the hadith that we had mentioned before. Also the ulama of Islam have consensus. Okay? They have the consensus and they all agree. And anyone who violates such consensus is insignificant. And the reason I mention that, because you find some of the muftis of these days who gave fatwa and who issued fatwa violating this consensus. And whatever the believers and the ulama, especially of the ummah, agree on as in consensus, then it's haram for anyone to violate. Haram. And usually when there is consensus amongst the ulama, that is because there is a clear proof and clear evidence and clear dalil from the Quran and the Sunnah. That is why they get in full agreement. Usually when they disagree, maybe because of the way they understood the dalil, maybe because someone received the dalil someone else did, maybe someone thought the dalil that they had was strong and it wasn't. Many reasons. Okay? That's why the Sahaba differ as well. We don't expect all the Sahaba heard all the sayings and saw all the actions and witnessed all the approvals and were there at all the rejections that came out of the Prophet. And they estimate the number of the Sahaba to be 100,000 plus. You don't expect them all sitting in the masjid listening to the Prophet at one time. Alright? So that's why they differ. One got the dalil, one didn't. Or maybe they both got the same dalil, but each one understood it different. You all know the story of Bani Qurayb. Okay? Or the story of Umar bin Khattab telling them about the plague in Sham. Now we don't enter because there is a plague. So they said, you run away from the qadr of Allah. He said, yeah, we run from the qadr of Allah to the qadr of Allah. Then Abdurrahman bin Auf comes in and say, I have a hadith from the Prophet ﷺ. If you come to a place where there's a plague, don't enter it if you're out of it, and don't leave it if you're inside of it. That is a dalil they accept. You understand? Not all of them heard it. Okay? And I think Abu Ubeidah ibn Jarrah was with them too. He didn't hear it. Actually, Abu Ubeidah ibn Jarrah died from that plague. So it's very important that when there is the dalil has different interpretation, then we accept different possible interpretation. Possible. Because you hear some interpretation that it's unbelievable. There is no way that I can take that dalil and deduce from it such interpretation. There's no way. So such interpretation is rejected. Usually when the dalil can handle different interpretation. If the dalil says that Salat al-Dhuhr is 4 rak'ah, and someone comes and he said, I think 4 rak'ah is because the Prophet ﷺ doesn't want to make it hard for you, but I think we should do it 6. Such an interpretation cannot be tolerated by the dalil, so it's rejected. Alright? So when the ulama have the consensus and the agreement amongst them, the ulama of Ahl Sunnah, the ulama Rabbaniyin, the ulama Jahabida, the ulama that have respect, and the ulama who are known for their knowledge and for their fear of Allah, they all agree that riba or gain due to gain for the lender because of his loan is haram, and they all agree it's haram. Then anyone who comes after that to violate such consensus, his dalil is rejected, or his opinion is rejected. That's why we heard these days and a few years back that taking interest on your money in the bank is permissible. There are fatwa go around like that. Alright? Someone who follows his desires will stick to those. But we know the consensus is otherwise. Okay? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the consensus in the Quran. There is a dalil on the consensus. Who knows? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala وَمَن يَتَّبِعْ غَيْرَ سَبِيلِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ نُوَلِّهِ مَا تَوَلَّى. And whoever follows a path other than the path of the believers. Okay? So the ulama understood from this ayah that the path of the believers is what the believers agree on. The truth. So when the ulama have consensus that taking benefits or gaining something out of a loan you had given to someone is riba, then anyone goes beyond that has violated the ijma'. Alright? So the ulama have agreed that if I'm someone lending money and I put a condition on the borrower, that condition will give me some benefit, alright? And most of the time we're talking about, because some exceptions I'll mention in a little bit. If I put a condition that will give me back a kickback or will benefit me because of my loan to him, then that is riba. Okay? Ibn Qudamah mentioned that in Mughni, Ijma', Ibn Hazm, Baji, Ibn al-Mundar. A lot of these ulama mentioned the ijma'. There is no doubt about it. Alright? So that is something I will mention some examples for you to understand what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, this gain that we're talking about when it comes to riba can be tangible. Tangible gain from the same type. So for example, I give you $100, I put a condition on you, and you pay me back, you pay me $110. So the $10 is tangible and from the same type. That is a gain. That is riba. Okay? Also, it can be tangible but different kind. For example, I give you $100, you tell me, and I tell you, you pay me back $100. We're okay so far. And you let me use your car for a week. That is riba. Or you let me live in your house for a week, for a month, until you pay me, whatever. Okay? That is riba. That is riba. So here it's tangible, something touchable, something we can see, and at the same time from different kind. Can be in the description. The addition or the gain can be in the description. For example, I give you I lend you a skinny camel, skinny cow, bad car, whatever it is, and you put the condition, you give me back fat cow, right? Healthy horse, and you give me back sick horse. So that is in the description. That is also riba. But we know the Prophet ﷺ gave a better camel. Why was that okay?
It was not a